Hello, we are live. Hope you guys can join me. You know who I am. It's Katie, and I founded the School of Self-Love, and I wrote this pretty cool book. It's called The Self-Love Affair, A Woman's Guide to a Daring and Mighty Life. And I'm so excited to have made the commitment to teach a lesson from the book every week. So 2 p.m. GMT, that's London time, every week for as long as it takes. I can't remember how many lessons there are. I think there's a strange number like 19. So really we did one last week. So for the next 18 weeks, I will be right here at 2:00 teaching a lesson from the Self-Love Affair. And I'm so glad to be teaching lesson 2 today. And thank you for joining me. I can see some people starting to join. And when you're joining, please let me know who you are. And remember that if you're live on this, of course, if you're catching the recording, you won't be able to do this. But if you're live, you can actually ask me questions. I'm right here for you. Hi guys, you're joining. Let me know who's joining me. I can't wait to find out. So yeah, as I was saying, you can ask questions, and I'm hoping that the broadcast will be about half an hour. That would be a great amount of time. If we run over, so be it. I've got space to run over. It depends really how many questions there are. But I think I'll just dive in. I can see more people joining. Thank you. Please do let me know who you are and send me some hearts and thumbs and interact with me so I don't feel like I'm just talking to my screen. But welcome anyway. Welcome to, this is my little workplace here. This is my desk. This is the headquarters of the School of Self-Love. And I actually have my cat here with me today because we've got builders in today and she's not much liking the noise downstairs. But actually, do you know something? Thank you for the hearts. Something that was really, really interesting, right? I've had so much noise here today. They're ripping out a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, Helen. And making huge amounts of noise. And I was on a Zoom call with my assistant earlier. She was like, what's that noise? So it's the builders. And I kind of hope that I don't have to deal with that noise when I'm doing my lesson this afternoon at 2:00. And you couldn't believe it. You know, I went down and I spoke to the builders and I said, guys, just to let you know, I've got a live call at 2:00 and I'm not asking you to stop because they can't. And I've been waiting them for ages to come. So I want them to keep going. But I said, if you need me, I won't be able to help. So just know I'm kind of out of action, off limits for half an hour. And they said, oh, no, it's fine. We're actually going out to have our lunch break and we're going to stop work for the next 45 minutes. Perfect. Literally 30 seconds before I pressed go live. Hi, Kim. Nice of you to join me. Kim from Greencastle. Oh, where's that? Helen's joined. Awesome. And you couldn't make it up, right? And the reason I mentioned that right now is because, when we're going to dive into the subject of fear, and I'm going to share a whole bunch of stuff with you. But the two main fears, which I bet you can probably relate to, are the fear of success and the fear of failure. And actually, regardless of what your fear is, and we'll take a look at this in a little bit, whether it's success or failure, what I know for sure is fear I actually think fear comes when our nervous systems are completely overused, where our sensitivity is high. We've got like an overstimulated nervous system. I really do, because when we are overstimulated, we're kind of on rush, our adrenaline's running, we're very much in our head thinking we've got to like figure everything out, and we forget that. And it's quite fear-based, right? We're kind of like on like an autopilot. It's a bit fight or flight. And I think that when we're totally connected to the truth of who we are, and which is love, because that's it, right? Love is the truth of who we are. When we're connected to love and we have an open heart, and you can do that through your spiritual practices, whether it's meditation or going for a beautiful walk on the beach or taking a yoga class, whatever you need to do to connect to your heart, have your heart be open and connect in with the truth that you are love. When you are vibrating at that frequency, there's no overstimulated nervous system going on. You're totally at peace. You're totally at ease. And in that state, the universe can step in and support you. Miracles happen. The universe realigns around you to support you and your goal. So there I was, a little bit nervous. I mean, I won't lie, like I wasn't freaking out that it was going to be noisy, and I knew I would deal with it if it was. But it wouldn't have been ideal if there was loads of banging going on. And of course, I hooked in, I asked my guides and angels for support. I always do before I do a live broadcast or have a difficult conversation to be had. I always call on them, and I ask that the conversation or the experience is to everybody's highest will and good. Everybody involved receives what they need to receive from the experience. And so I did that. And of course, like seconds before I press broadcast, the builders go out, and I've got, my office is silent, except for the cat, who quite likely will join us because she loves to get on live. So all that to say, I'm kind of skipping ahead of myself, but, fear is ego. Fear comes up for us when we are not connected to the truth of who we are, the truth that we are pure love. Right? Love is essentially the opposite of fear, but we're never going to get away from fear, ever. I think it's just part of being human. Having an ego is part of being human. I actually believe that fear and ego actually show us opportunities where we can grow in life, opportunities where we can become more of who we are, and a chance to move towards love. Because I think as spiritual beings having a human experience, we are here to learn how to move towards love, how to be love. And fear, which is ego, and the overstimulated nervous system, it offers us opportunities to learn. And, I know, and you'll read it in my book. If you've got my book, if you haven't, please grab a copy. You can get it through the website, theschoolofself.love, or it's on Amazon. No matter where you're at in the world, Amazon have it. But you'll see when you get to what I call chapter 2, I don't divide the book into chapters, but essentially it's kind of the second teaching. You'll see that, what was I saying? See, this is what I do. I get on a roll and I forget. We're talking about fear, chapter 2. Oh, help me. What was I saying? I absolutely don't remember the track I was on. It might come back. I'll keep talking, and I'm going to kind of start again. So fear. Let's rewind. Fear's acronym is false evidence appearing real. Okay. It's a story. So when I'm talking about fear being ego, and fear being our untruths, it's stories that we tell ourselves. And there's a reason why we do that. There's a reason why we hook into it. I remember what I was saying now. And so this is relevant. Fear is run by our subconscious mind. And if you don't know what your subconscious mind is, essentially your subconscious is every life experience you have ever had. It's like a database, right? And it's capturing every life experience you've ever had, every belief you've taken on, every voice and opinion you have ever heard. Everything that is your life experience gets stored in your subconscious mind. And there's certain pieces that you have totally identified with and made real. You have made meaning out of other people's beliefs and voices and things you've heard and said and seen and experienced. And you have created meaning around all of that. And that meaning has been stored in your subconscious mind. And unless you get conscious, and that's the point of this self-love affair, it's about transformation. It's about encouraging you to wake up, smell the roses, wake up and get conscious and live your life consciously rather than being led by your subconscious, which is where fear resides. Your subconscious is full of stories. Remember I said we make meaning out of our life experiences. Those meanings are stories. Now, stories can have a gazillion different endings. There's a lot of different stories. We always have the choice. And I want you to, if you're even making notes from this, or listening to the replay, like just pause and write down, I have a choice. I think that's probably the most powerful statement that I want to come out of today's teaching. It's, you always have a choice. And when you choose to wake up and be a conscious woman, a woman who has decided that no matter what, she's not going to live in the dark anymore. She's not going to be run by old, out-of-date stories and old programming, which is all often fear-based. It's definitely the opposite of love. When she decides she's not going to do that anymore, she can choose then, when fear comes up, she can choose to listen to it or not. You always have a choice. The thing with the subconscious mind is, and you'll probably notice this, it's because it's like an amalgamation of all of our life experiences. It's literally our 2-year-old self, our 5-year-old self, our 12-year-old self, 15, 20, 30, 40, and going on, depending on how old you are. And often what happens when we're caught in fear-based stories is often there's two voices going on. There's often the very rational adult voice that can rationalize and knows, because she's a grown-up adult. And that fear voice can be very compelling because it does sound so like it makes sense, it's rational. And then you've got the voice of the child, which is usually more a feeling than a voice. And that 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, whatever, 5-year-old, that little girl, that voice that is a feeling within you, adds so much emotional charge. And that emotional charge basically says that what your adult self is telling you is true because the little girl inside of you is so freaking scared. Because remember, as a little girl, you literally can't handle your life. You can't survive without the loving help of an adult, right? You can't do life as a little girl. You are reliant on other people. So fear is terrifying for a child, because if what you think you need, whatever your needs are that you feel or sense or intuit aren't being met, that feels like death to you, because you can't take care of yourself. So if you feel like, and like this was my experience, if your parents if it feels like they're emotionally absent, like they're there, but they're not there, they might be physically there, but you can feel their attention isn't fully on you or fully invested in you. It's freaking scary, because if they're not paying you attention, how are you going to survive? Who's looking out for you? Who's watching for danger? Who's going to feed you, clothe you? So that fear, we make meaning from it subconsciously, because especially as a young girl, and we're going to do a lot more learning about this as we go on, but especially as a young girl. Hi, people, more people joining. Let me know who you are. Mind you, I get distracted, so I should probably stay on track. You know, you take on as a little girl, predominantly before you're 7, you don't understand the fear, but you feel it. And those feelings become part of essentially your operating system. If you consider yourself as a computer, your programming then tells you that life's a scary place, that you're not being looked after, that people aren't seeing you or hearing you or caring for you. And when they're not doing that, your actual life is in absolute danger, is how it feels. It might not be the truth. More often than not, particularly in our first world countries, it isn't the truth, but it feels like that to a baby or a small child that can't take care or fend for herself. So as an adult, our subconscious is running the show, and it's telling us to be scared because we've made meanings from certain things in our lives. So for example, you know, and look, I've been here, I was single, and I remember the whole dating process, or even the decision to choose to want to date again and meet somebody. I remember all the fear that came up around that. You know, it was because I had made meanings from life experiences where I had been let down by men. Perhaps it started with my father, where I'd been let down by him, certain relationships that I'd been let down by. Maybe I'd been cheated on. Maybe I'd been emotionally, I had experienced emotional abuse actually in one relationship, which was terrible. And I made meaning of all of those experiences that I couldn't trust men. So, of course, the rational adult fear voice is saying, you can't trust them. You've got so much evidence. Look, him, right? And then there's a little girl inside of me that felt like dad wasn't there for her either. And it's very real. She definitely felt that he was there, but not there. His attentions were on all sorts of other things, and it wasn't me. Now, there's no blame, but my subconscious had decided that men are unsafe for many reasons, and my rational mind can rationalize that. it would have been, and it was sometimes very easy to give in to that fear, to believe that fear-based story. And it wasn't until I began my transformational journey, I chose to know myself more deeply and love myself. It was only then that I got to question the fear, and I got to choose. There's that word again, choose. I got to choose, do I want to listen to that story that's actually blocking me from having everything that I want? Or would I like to choose a different story? And I wonder what that story could be. And I wonder what evidence I could look for in my life that proves the new, more self-loving story could be true, right? So we have a choice. And I wanted to explain the subconscious to you because this is what's going on. And most people are living their lives on autopilot, not realizing that, you know, they have a dream. There's something that they want to create for themselves in their life. It might be feeling something different, like feeling happy. We all want to be happy. It might be creating more wealth. It might be meeting the love of their life. It might be the career change. It could be traveling, moving country, starting a family. Whatever it is that is your dream, fear is going to come up. And we have to remember it's always going to, because it's part of the human experience, because it challenges us to question it, to therefore and thereby know ourselves and love ourselves more, which has us move towards love, which is our natural state, and which is actually when we're not disillusioned by fear, and when we can get over what we think that our fear stories and life and all the fear in the world is so true and so real. It's really an illusion, and we're buying into it. Excuse me, we're buying into the illusion, which is what makes it real, makes it feel real. As a society, we're buying into it, and so it is. But we are actually being challenged every minute of every day to question any fear-based thinking and do whatever we need to do within ourselves. Remember, self-love is self-responsibility. It is a transformational journey, and we are always being called to go deeper within ourselves to heal anything blocking us to love. Okay, so fear just does that. And fear, write this down, like the ultimate lie that fear tells us is that it will keep us safe. It's going to keep us safe. Listen to me. I will keep you safe. And it's so not true. It's not true. Like if I'd bought into that before this call, like going back to my really basic little example, before this call, if I'd bought into the truth that fear will keep me safe, and so it is, like if I'd bought into that, then I definitely would have started this call and the builders would be ripping half the building down and maybe knocking on the door, disturbing me, or, because what we think we get, it's created. Like everything that's going on in your life right now, I hate to drop the truth bomb on you, but it is of your creation. And I know that might be hard to see right now. And you might want to give me the finger right now because you don't want to believe that, but it's true. And I've got stuff going on in my life often where I think how, stuff that pisses me off or frustrates me or upsets me. And I think, why is this happening to me when I'm in victim mode? And then I have to step up, get conscious and tune in. And I remember it's actually happening for me. It's a lesson. It's a growth opportunity, but I created it. I created it because somewhere along the line, I chose to listen to fear. Somewhere along the line, I limited myself and I didn't think bigger. I didn't think higher. Right. So I've got a couple of notes here because I want to remember to tell you everything. And there's something this is in the book. And I remember when I was researching fear, I just typed in like the definition of fear in a bunch of different search engines. And I looked at my Mac, my Apple Mac dictionary, and it actually says that fear is an uncomfortable emotion. Isn't that hilarious? Like, yes, it's an uncomfortable emotion, but isn't it just a bit more than that? Like, doesn't it make you feel like you're going to die sometimes? The fear of change. Like the reason why I wanted to address fear now, the reason why I brought it up at the very beginning of the book is because if you're choosing to to transform, if you're choosing to know and love yourself, it's why you're here on this call. If you're choosing that, like, darling, that is so brave. It's so brave because it's so scary. And it's, you know, so many people don't even get started on their journey of transformation, their journey of really diving deep and getting to know themselves, because they don't really want to discover what needs to be dug up. They don't really want to know the truth. And the reason they don't really want to know is it's probably going to bring up some discomfort, maybe some sadness, some grief, very likely some shame, some anger, like a whole bunch of emotions that are incredibly uncomfortable. I remember for me, a lot of the biggest emotions that came up were embarrassment. I was just embarrassed by a lot of my life, a lot of my behavior, a lot of what I had created, particularly in my relationships. There was so much drama, you know, because I didn't trust men. Of course, there was going to be drama. I was like fight or flight, protecting myself all the time. So many people don't even get started on this transformational journey of knowing and loving themselves because they're scared of the emotions it's going to bring up. And then they're scared of what could change in their life when they discover the truth of who they are. Like, if you get really, really honest with who you are, what you value, what you're about, does that mean you have to change your job? And if it means you have to change your job, like, where's the money going to come from? You know, what is that job? Melissa, hey, Melissa, darling, super uncomfortable. Yeah, right? But the Mac dictionary is hilarious. What did it say? Fear is an unpleasant emotion. It's so much more than that. Oh my God, it feels like it's going to like rip out your heart. What was I saying? See, when I read messages, I shouldn't ask you guys to interact with me because I get so distracted. But yeah, fear, it has you question everything. It really does. It's, you know, I remember when I first started dating, I was ready after 8 years of being single. That's a long time being a single parent. And I was incredibly self-sufficient, and I had a really awesome relationship with myself. You know, I loved myself, and I had a great business, and I loved the women I was working with, and I traveled loads, and, you know, life was good. So I thought, why bring a man into that? Because I had all sorts of fear-based beliefs that, well, A, as you know, I couldn't trust him. And B, he would need so much attention, and that attention would be taking me away from my business. It would be taking me away from my son, both of which were thriving in my life. So why would I want to do that? That he would be an energy drain, that there would be drama, yada, yada, yada. I had all these beliefs, and it would have been very easy for me to buy into that. But, you know, I chose to ignore that. Actually, like, we've got to get real and we've got to get fierce. You are conscious now. You're choosing to wake up. So when you hear anything that is telling you a story around keeping you safe, and I'll come back to that, note to self, anything that's keeping you safe, you get to just say, no, do you know what? I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to listen. It might be nice, and it's great awareness creation to understand where those thoughts and beliefs have come from, because that helps to heal them. And we'll talk more about that as we progress through the next few weeks. But, you know, you get to just, in the first instance today, like, if you want to know how to overcome fear, just choose to get conscious to it and say, no, thanks. No, I am not going to listen to that. I'm going to choose a different story. And I had to do that when I was looking for my guy. But it would have been very easy to stop. It would have been very easy to stay in my comfort zone. And this is what fear is doing. It's always inviting us to stay safe, to stay in our comfort zone, to not go there, because we don't know what's out there. Like, we know our little safe nest. I knew my safe nest in my beautiful little cottage with my son, running my business, seeing my friends. I knew that safe nest. It was predictable, actually, and I was absolutely in charge of it. It was very pretty, and it was just happy little environment. My truth was, my calling, my longing was, I really want to meet somebody. I really want to share my life with someone. I have so much love to give, and I'm so ready to be loved in that way. And you know, and I won't lie, like, I really felt like my life wasn't complete without a man. And I don't think it was. And actually my self-love journey has massively, like, rocketed because I'm now in a relationship. So it's awesome. But, you know, I didn't really want to leave that safe little nest. because I didn't know. There was too many unknowns. No matter what you're wanting to do, whatever your dream is, there's so many unknowns when you're right at the beginning and the mountain is there. So many unknowns. You don't know what's going to have to change. You don't know. So it would have been very easy for me to just shut down that desire, to rationalize it. I've got it good. I've got a great relationship with myself. Life's good. And then the little girl inside of me was going, no, you really don't want to do that. You can't trust men. They're scary. They're unreliable. You know, they leave you. I had all that going on. I could have chosen to listen to that because it would have kept me safe. But I love myself too much. I'm too daring and mighty to do that now. Thank God. And I took the chance. You have to take the chance, take the risk to get out of your comfort zone. You have to. And you have to know, as it happened today for me before this call, you know, it's such a silly little example, but because I chose to trust that love would guide me, that I was held and safe, that life is designed to support me, this call would be fine regardless of what the builders were doing, because I chose that story, not the story of they're going to come in and ruin everything and the building's going to fall down around my ears. Then that's what was created. The universe realigns and supports us. When I chose to believe that a man could actually add value to my life, that could actually add value to my son, to my business, we could have adventure together, that he could be the most loyal, trustworthy person and we could be best friends. When I chose to believe that story, that is what was created. My heart expanded. I moved towards love. And of course, because I was vibrating at the frequency of love, the universe conspired. It rearranged everything around me. And in he came, and it was so freaking easy. And we are so aligned, and it's wonderful. And he's added value to every area of my life rather than being the drain that my ego fear voice said to me he would be. You know, my ego is trying to keep me safe. The truth is, you're going to feel so much more safe when you leap into your desires and go for it and choose to say no to fear. See it for what it is. Do the work, the internal work to process it and to overcome it so that you are evolving, because that's the whole point of fear, remember. Allow yourself to do that work. Allow yourself the process. Almost be grateful for the fear. You're never not going to experience it. It is the human experience. You will always experience fear. Be grateful for it. It's a lesson. It's an opportunity for growth. And when you overcome it and you move towards love, and then you claim, because the universe will support you, because life is designed to love you and support you. When everything rearranges to help bring in your desire, you're going to feel so safe. Safe because you get to witness that you are held by the universe. You get to witness that. You feel it. You're like, holy shit, this is true. This shit is real, right? You physically and emotionally, you get to experience that truth, that you are held safe by a universe that wants you to have everything that you want to. And you also get to feel safe because you trusted yourself. I think there's no other way of feeling safe than that beautiful experience of so deeply knowing yourself and trusting yourself and really going after what you know in your heart you are meant for. And for you, those of you who are just starting to read the book or just, tuning into these lessons, you're right at the beginning of the journey. And through this journey, you will become to know and trust yourself in such a way that has you feel so safe. So I think safety doesn't come from anywhere more powerful than within. Yes, I feel so safe when I come into my home. I feel safe when I'm in the arms of my boyfriend. I feel safe when there's lots of money in my bank account. That's all true. But what's far more powerful than all of that is when I feel fundamentally safe inside me, because no matter what's going on outside of me and life throws curveballs, I am fundamentally held because I got me. I've got me. I'm here for me. And I'm choosing love every minute of every day, not fear, because I know that's my purpose. Yeah. So that fear voice that says, I'm going to keep you safe, it's just a lie. You get to keep you safe by taking the leap, by ignoring fear, by choosing a more self-loving story and going after whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is. And trust that even at these early stages, when you don't know the answers, when you don't know what it is outside of your comfort zone, you don't know what the career change could be, or, you know, what will it mean if I explore my relationship and discover it's really not meant for me, and the fear of leaving, and then what that will mean. You know, whatever the fear is, just know that outside your comfort zone, when you're following your heart and you're hooked in to the vibration of love, you're only going to be taken care of. Everything will realign and support you. You will be okay. And even when you think you're not okay, even when you think you've made the biggest mistake ever, it will be another lesson. Again, more fear, but it'll be another lesson that will help you to strengthen your relationship with you. It will help you to strengthen your relationship with the universe. And you will come to even more know how safe you are. So of course there will be curves in the road. Of course you're going to question yourself. Of course you probably will make mistakes. But every single bend and curve and mistake that you experience is actually, remember, just another opportunity for you to move towards love. Fear isn't real. If you take, you know, apart from the word choice, if you take anything else away from this call today, I want you to know that oh my God, I've just done it again. Whatever I just said, that's the other thing I want you to write down. I got a bit distracted. So I'm just going to take a second to have a look and see what messages I've got coming up here. Anna Marie says, only just tuned in, but I obviously to watch this from the start later. Oh, okay. Yes, Anna Marie, watch it from the start and you'll see how I often go off on tangents and then lose my way. But you know what? It all ends up coming back around eventually. Has anybody got any questions for me? I'm so happy to answer them. I'm just going to take a look at my notes just while you're typing. Just to make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to tell you guys. April, hi, lovely. Mwah. Good to see you. Have you been on the whole time? What else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, we were going to talk about the fear of success and the fear of failure. Totally. Well, you know what? How long have I been speaking for? I've been on for half an hour, so I'll just kind of touch on that. Really, it's well, they're just the two major fears, aren't they? Success and failure. But what's really interesting, as much as we think we're scared of failing, what I've discovered in my own life and what I see with clients again and again and again is fear of success far outweighs fear of failure. You know, we're so scared of being successful for so many reasons. We're scared of what other people are going to think of us. We're scared, can we handle the success? Like particularly in business, I had a great conversation last week with a client. We've done so much really awesome work together over the last couple of years. Excuse me. And through our work together, she sold a business and she started a new business, which is so passion-led. It's so who she is, and she's been so brave, and it's so wonderful what she's creating. So excited because it's just like the truth of her has come through. So she's finally let go of what wasn't her truth and she's embracing what is her truth. And then she was feeling blocked. And her biggest block was success, like fear of success. Like, what if I really get this right? What if I get a huge order in next week? Can I fulfill it? You know, what if I get the huge order in and I can't fulfill it? And then what will people think? So that's fear of failure. But her fear of success was massive because she knew she would be suddenly way more visible. She would have way more responsibility. She would have, you know, she'd have to really work. Like she couldn't kind of skive off and have an afternoon on the couch. potentially, I mean, that's not necessary. Again, that's a truth we could question. That's not necessarily true. She can create as much support as she likes. And if she wants to create time in her calendar to have afternoons on the couch, then of course she can create that. But the truth is, when you're successful, you're busy, and you've got staff, and you've got clients, and you've got orders to fulfill, and you might be being interviewed, you might be in the press. She was really worried about being visible. She was really worried about just having everything in place. Anna Marie, definitely success, fear of overwhelm and not handling it, which neatly takes me back to the self-trust issue you were talking about just now. Yeah, like overwhelm is a massive one. Like, if I get successful, can I deal with it? It's going to be so much. I've been really guilty of this in my own business. I've had that thing where if I'm really successful, if I go to my next level of success and my next level, am I going to have time to myself? Is it going to rule my life, this business? Because I love my personal time. I love that I get to go to yoga every day. It's my thing. I don't go every day. I usually skip a Wednesday, but I go every other day. I love that I can do that. I love that I run my own diary. I'm in charge of my life completely. And the idea of being even more successful has me think, gosh, am I gonna lose that freedom? But actually, the truth is, the more successful you become, the more support you can create around you. Actually, the more joyful you will be. And this is what I was speaking to the client about last week. I had to remind her that this was her passion. The more successful she becomes, the more she gets to do what she loves, and the more she gets to be of service, right? The same with me. The more I get to be of service, oh my God, it lights me up. That's why I'm doing these Facebook Lives. I love to be of service. I want women transforming their lives. I want to see self-love ruling everybody's life. Because if you're bought into transformation and bought into self-love, then you are committed consciously to every day moving towards the vibration of love. And that has an effect on the collective consciousness. If we're all doing it, the world wouldn't be bought so deeply into these fear stories. So yeah, fear of success, it's a biggie. So check it out. If you're scared of succeeding, take a look at what fear-based stories you are telling yourself and choose different stories. It's really important to remember your why as well when it comes to fear of success. Like, what was your why for doing whatever it is that you're going to be successful at? And when you're successful, how much more do you get to do that? How much more do you get to live into your why and experience your why? It's really motivating, really motivating. And just, yeah, okay, I'm not going to carry on too much more because I can see the time and I've been going for nearly 40 minutes, but I'm just getting the book out. I've just highlighted a little bit here that I want to give you. It's an exercise around fear. So here is your assignment. Here is your homework. As you know, your subconscious mind is what is in charge of your fear-based thinking. Okay, so shining a light on it, getting conscious to it is the first step to moving past it. All right, awareness is the first step to change. So now that we've had this conversation or this teaching, all sorts of things will be coming up for you. And I would like you to make a commitment from this moment onwards that I am a conscious woman and I am choosing love over fear. I am choosing from this moment onwards to be conscious and to not allow my subconscious mind to run the show. I am choosing to trust myself. I'm choosing to trust the universe. I'm choosing to get out of my comfort zone and trust that what's on the other side is meant for me because I'm following my heart, I'm following my desires, and I will be supported. So I'm choosing me, I'm choosing love. And because I am choosing that, because this is my vow, I am going to, so this is you, right? You're saying this. I am going to get conscious to my fear-based thinking every single minute of every day from this moment onwards. That's it. So your assignment is to start noticing your fear-based thinking. If you're a bit of a veteran like me, you'll be very familiar with your fear-based thoughts, and you'll be very familiar with the particular patterns that come up again and again. And for me, I just know that I have to go a little bit deeper each time, a little bit deeper into that, bit more healing required, so I can keep escalating and becoming more of me and moving into my next level desires. In the very beginning, this is all brand new information. Like, wherever you're at on your journey, this is a very important assignment. And particularly for those of you who are at the very beginning of your journey, choosing to dial in, a bit like a radio station, dialing into the fear-based thoughts and beliefs and habits of behavior. When you choose to dial into those, it can be incredibly uncomfortable because you're really noticing it, and it's really yucky. But you have to start there. This is why choosing this path of transformation is so brave, right? So I honor you already. You have to dial in to what these fearful voices are telling you. And I really want you to feel how they make you feel. Like, when you believe those stories, when you believe those subconscious thoughts, how does it make you feel? And where are they coming from? Are they coming from a 5-year-old? Are they coming from your 30-year-old self? Where are they coming from? Whose voice is it? Is it even your voice, or is it someone else's voice? I mean, like, my mum passed away 20 years ago. I still have her in my head saying, Katie, be careful. She was very cautious. Be careful. You're going to do that? Really? Be careful. Are you saving your money? Right? All that. So she's still in there, and I still have to have a little chat with her and say, Mum, I love you, and this is my life. Thank you. I know you care for me. This is my life, and this is my choice. This is what I'm going to do going forward. Right? So yeah, have a listen to those fearful thoughts and write them down. Get familiar with them. Understand where they came from. Get familiar with how they make you feel. Okay? Because awareness is the first step to change. When you recognize them as fear-based thinking, every single time they come up, you get to go, no thanks. I'm conscious. I'm awake. I choose to find a new story. I choose to find different evidence in my life or the lives of other people that prove to me that what I want is possible, that it is safe for me to get visible, that it is safe for me to take that chance, to go on that date, to change my job. It's safe for me to revisit that very traumatic experience from my childhood and know I'm going to survive it. It's safe for me to change my beliefs. It's safe for me to change my habits. Yeah, like it's time to 2 fingers up to fear. It's time to be really fierce about it. It is stopping you from having the life that you want. And, enough already with that. It's just not your truth. Okay, so if there's no questions, I think I ought to wrap up. No questions, anybody? I think I've probably said enough. If you've got the book, I really recommend you reading this section on fear, because it'll go into even more detail than I just got into here. No questions. So the fear chapter begins at page 21. Okay. I would love for you to read it. And oh yes, one last thing to say before I sign off. When you're doing that assignment, it is not an opportunity for you to beat up on yourself even more. It's not an opportunity for you to hear the fear-based thought and then go, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I think that. Or, oh my God, I'm still doing that. I've been doing that for years. Why, you don't, enough with that. Just don't. It's not very self-loving. The whole point of all of the assignment, not the whole point, what I would like and what I would invite you to, with every assignment that I give you, starting with this one as we progress through the weeks, please love yourself through it. Please don't give yourself a hard time. You are learning. You're learning a new way of doing life. So please don't give yourself a hard time. Please have love and compassion for yourself. Please speak to yourself as if you're a small child. I'm going to bang on about that as we progress through the weeks. I want you to talk to yourself like you're a little girl who never heard what she should have heard, that she's okay, that she's totally lovable, that she's safe, that, yeah, we all make mistakes, but hey, it's part of life. Talk to yourself like that. You know, that's how I used to do life. I used to live life in fear. The fear used to drain me and exhaust me and have me being a total victim, you know, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm claiming my life now. So I'm saying goodbye to that with love. I'm learning and I'm moving towards love. Okay. Anyway, it's been really good to be with you guys. I can see there's no questions just now, and that's all right. If you want to, when I end the broadcast, if you think of questions afterwards, or if you're listening to the replay, type them in to the Self-Love Hub there underneath this video, and I will reply. And yeah, let's create a sisterhood here, support each other, maybe like out yourselves, like what are your fears, and write them. Let me see your fear and hold it in the light for you and support you and encourage you. You know, let's laugh at our fear. That's a really nice tool. Laugh at it. Look at how the silly lies we tell ourselves. We can be so crazy. We can tell ourselves such stupid things, you know, but with love. But we do, right? We do. And just share it with me. Share it with the other women in this group. There is a whole bunch of you that want more from life. So support each other. Sisterhood is so powerful. So powerful. Okay, love you. I hope you got a lot from this, and there will be another lesson at 2:00 GMT next Tuesday. Anna Marie, thanks, lovely. Self kindness all the way this week. And Anna Marie, I don't know. I have this feeling it's your birthday today. I'm not sure. Is it your birthday? Can you just let me know? Because I feel like I saw something somewhere, something flashed up and told me. I don't know. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. And if it's not, save the happy birthday kisses for when it is. Okay. I love you. All right, guys, I got a dash. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, Anna Marie, July. Well, I don't know whose birthday it is today then. Oh yeah, you're a July baby like me. I remember now. Okay. Bye, guys.